Pedro Munhoz versus Jimmy Rivera #2. And this is interesting to me because, listen, man, the first fight, while it was close, right? I think that Rivera won it 2-1. I don't think it was that close, man. And I think Rivera he should be probably pretty highly favored to win this fight, especially with Munhoz, you know what I mean, coming off the split decision or whatnot. So just talk me through it. When you was doing your fight prep for this one, what stood out to you?
I think the only reason Rivera isn't as confident as he should be after winning, because I agree with you. He won round 1 and he won round 3 of the last fight. The round 2 was a little closer, but I don't think it was as close of a fight as the media is hyping it up to be or everyone else is thinking. And Rivera's, I don't think he's as confident in that win because Munhoz has grown. And they've both grown leaps and bounds, outside of their own. But I think Munhoz has become more well-rounded, whereas Jimmy Rivera has almost stayed true to what got him to the fight, what led him to the dance. And I think that's kind of the aspect as far as mine. But when I was doing my breakdown, man, they're both the same kind of fighter. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I could literally copy and paste what I wrote for the notes for one guy for the other. They're both heavy-handed, great kicks, good movement, good wrestling. Like they're very, very talented, and that's why I think it's so disrespectful that they're this low on a card. Yeah. But then to do that aspect we talked about. But what do you think?
Well, I'm with you, man, and I would agree with you. Aside from one point, I do think they're damn near carbon copies of each other. The one difference, or I guess there's two differences. One, Jimmy Rivera's takedown defense is the key to victory here, clearly, right? His last fight was against Cody Stamann, who was an incredibly high-level wrestler, and he was able to get the dub in that one, man. Pedro Munhoz, I think he has to be able to put Jimmy Rivera on his butt if he wants to win. And the reason why is because the other difference that I didn't necessarily agree with is that I think Jimmy Rivera is a better striker, not in terms of power, not in terms of pure power, putting it on you, but in terms of extended combination. That's where Pedro Munhoz, generally speaking, he gets hurt, man. He gets hurt because what he does is he throws 1-2 and Jimmy Rivera counters with 1-2-3-4. And it's those last two, right? Sometimes you got to throw a little something, you know what I mean? Just to kind of open up the fight to be able to land those. So, right, you might throw 1-2 that mean absolutely nothing so that you can come back with a 3-4 or whatever the case of your combinations will be. But we know one thing about Pedro Munhoz, man. He's a guillotine hunter. He's got a beautiful guillotine, and that's kind of the thing too, man. Jimmy Rivera, he almost got caught by a guillotine in that fight, so I think he's going to be more tentative. And you know the saying goes, man. It's kind of the same thing about the Angela Hill, Ashley Yoder. The saying is that the winner of the first fight generally is going to win the rematch. So what can Pedro Munhoz do to win this fight against Jimmy Rivera?
Well, I think it goes down to what you're saying, that takedown defense that Jimmy Rivera has is a big tide turner. But what Pedro Munhoz is doing and did in his last fight, he'll attack the legs. And when you can't move, when you can't defend, when you can't have that same pop you do, and that's what Pedro Munhoz does, he'll set up. Yeah, he only throws 1-2 hands, but he also throws the leg kick out a lot. And he attacks the legs right from the jump, from the whole start. You're just getting your legs beaten up. And when Jimmy Rivera can't bounce from the takeaway, and actually has to stand there and has a little bit labored of feet, I think that's what Pedro Munhoz has to do to actually go out there and make the fight actually interesting, is attack the legs, bring that movement down, and then necessarily go actually for the head hunt, because I don't know if he's going to be able to out wrestle Jimmy Rivera on the ground.
I agree with you. And if we look back at just their last five, right, while it looks a little tough, right, Munhoz's last two losses were to Aljamain Sterling and Frankie Edgar, so it's not nearly as bad as people are making it out to be. And then he got 3 wins back-to-back-to-back, Cody Garbrandt, Caraway, and Johns. So he got 2 knockouts in his last 5, and that's the big kind of difference, right, because Jimmy Rivera has only got 1 knockout, and that was versus Marlon Moraes, believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? But he got unanimous decisions nonetheless, and I think that is the most likely outcome of this fight. So I'll give you my pick, man, and I'm going Jimmy Rivera to, complete the rematch, you know what I mean? Get it done twice, and I think he's going to do it on points and make it look even more stylish, but I do think he's going to have to tread carefully because all it takes is 1 from Munhoz to put you down. Now, what are your thoughts?
See, I'm thinking this is going to be a dogfight here, back and forth, a lot of exchanges, because I think both fighters have grown so much in their MMA careers that they don't exactly – it's almost a fresh fight. They're almost both at 0, besides that one mental aspect that Jimmy Rivera did get the dub. But you got the dub by a split decision to the judges. So how much does it really matter to the other person's mental game? So personally, me, like I said, I think Rivera's going to lead the dance, but I think Munhoz is going to fight from the outside and outpoint him and get the decision win.
That would be interesting to see, man. We're going to have to just, these are 2 high-level dudes, and Munhoz is ranked 8, Jimmy Rivera is ranked 9, so these dudes are neck and neck. They're right there, you know what I'm saying? So it'll be a fun one. That'll be a fun one for sure. So let's move on.